My father cut me out of the inheritance.
Cut me back in.
Cut me in, daddy. Well, my dad has a business that me and my brother work for. My dad wants to leave the family business entirely to my older brother. He says that makes the most sense because my older brother is his oldest child and has been in the business the longest. He has a business degree and knows much more about the business side of his work because there's some other side that's not business related.
Business.
By the way, this comes from Telethesis on the r/2hottakes subreddit. And if you want to submit your own story, go to the r/OK subreddit and send it in. So while I do the physical aspect of the job very well, I was a bit impulsive when I was younger. So he doesn't think it would be a good idea for me to be charged. To be honest, I don't think it would be either, but considering how much I contribute to this business and that I am his son too, I think I should at least get some of the say in the future of the business and a stake in the company.
I mean, I think that, yes, in part, but also I think that you need to kind of prove that. And if you are trying to prove that and he's not even letting you, like he's not acknowledging that, then that's another thing.
Indeed.
But I feel like if you're just like,
I deserve it because I want it.
so that's nepotism.
Indeed. I feel like at this early in the story,
Yeah.
it's like, okay, it could potentially
go either way.
Either way. The one thing I will say is you don't have to give him the control of the
Well,
company.
I guess he said he's done a lot of the physical work for the
Yeah, and
so he has done a lot of work for the company.
yeah, because like inheritance is like, oh, I'm giving my children just
Mhm.
part of it. That's generally not even associated with like, oh, they worked on it, whatever. It's like, oh,
Exactly.
it's
so
like
the
passing
stake in the
something.
company, yeah.
So something
Mhm.
there. Not even half, but some stake in the company, right?
Yeah.
In the end, my father said no, but that I would get some money after he passed away. The whole thing really pissed me off, and I was starting to get bitter at continuing to work there and be around them, so I gave my 2 weeks notice. I've been trying to keep a neutral demeanor the whole time. This is my last week, and Jared, the guy that presents our biggest client, was asking if I could take care of this other project next week. So I told him I would pass that along to my brother, but that I am not going to be working here next week.
Whoa.
I'm not going to be here.
Which honestly, yeah, if you're not getting paid the way that you want to be,
Yeah.
like if your dad's not appreciating the work that you do and you've asked for your raise, or not your raise, but you've asked, you've made your requests and stuff, and he's like, no, don't stay there.
Yeah, being in family business can be tough.
It's tough, yeah.
Not everyone is the Donners.
It's so true.
Let me tell you that.
Not anyone can flawlessly work with their brother like
That's
me.
right. Jared and I talk a lot and are pretty friendly with each other because I'm the one who mostly works this job. We've actually hung out outside of work a few times. So he asked me why I was leaving. I just said for personal reasons. He asked where I was going to be working, and I told him I wasn't sure yet because there's not a lot of business that need employees with my skills. Anyway, today while I'm working, Jared's boss comes down and asks if I will consider working for them.
Whoa, little poaching going on
Little
here.
poaching action. He said he's been thinking for a while of doing all of this work in-house, but has been having trouble finding someone experienced since it's such a specialized field. He said he's always been very happy with my work, and that's why they always request me. He offered me a 3-year contract, and the salary is so much more than I ever would have made at my dad's company. Plus, it comes with benefits and an office.
Heck yeah. Perfect.
I mean,
You get benefits and an office.
come on.
And someone who appreciates what you can offer, because your dad clearly does not.
He just listed all things that were all significantly better.
I agree.
Not sure what I'll do with an office, but that seems pretty cool.
What I'm going to do in office? I could do anything with an office.
I-
The possibilities are limitless with
It's
an
a whole
office.
box I can sit and wake in.
I don't know. I could play Uno in an office.
I could shuffle papers in an office.
Who's to say?
Forget about it.
I could do a lot in an office.
I also get to pick out the equipment, and I can hire 2 employees to work under me. It just keeps
Getting better.
Overall, it's an amazing deal, but I know that losing this client will hit my family's business hard because remember, this means that the client would no longer be working with his family's business with OP coming
Yeah.
over. At the same time, it's not like I was asking for it or trying to steal their client. He was the one that came to me and wanted me. I thought about maybe using this as a bargaining chip with my dad to get some say and stake in the company, but honestly, I don't want to get it that way, and I just don't want to work with either of them anymore. Yeah, I mean, we have a quick edit coming up, but yeah, it seems like He's like, hey, look, you guys are not showing me the respect. And this new company instantaneously is giving him like way more respect and benefits and salary and everything.
Yeah, because at the beginning I was like, oh, well, if it's just him asking for it and he's not able to like, meet the needs for the roles that he wants to be a part of, that's different. But he is, seemingly.
Yeah.
He's just not being given that chance. And so he's going to somewhere where they're going to give him that chance.
And again, if you don't want to give your kids inheritance, that's fine. But to give one kid like pretty much all the inheritance or like the vast majority of the inheritance and not give it to the other is kind of like, what are we doing?
What are we doing?
You could give him the monetary amount and have him not have say in the company. That's
what I was gonna. Yeah, like he could have a stake in the company. He's doing a lot of work.
Yeah, come on now. There's an edit. I really regret putting the whole bargaining chip in this post. People seem to keep focusing on me doing that when I say right afterwards that I don't want to do that and don't even want to work with them anymore. It was just a fleeting thought, guys. It's okay. We can have a fleeting thought.
It can fleet.
We can fleet.
It can flit.
We can fleet. Edit number 2. Seriously, guys, not actually planning on bargaining or negotiating with my dad or my brother. And the verdict was not the a-hole. We have some relevant comments, but very quick. Do we agree, Sophia?
Yeah. I mean, in the same way, not exactly in the same way, but like somewhat in the same way that your dad said no to giving you a stake in the company or, a say in the business because that was just business. So is this.
Yes. It's like, hey, you didn't want to give me something. That's okay.
Yeah.
These guys over here, they offered it to me. So
they want me.
They
want me more than you.
What am I supposed to do? Not get anything from you and then not get anything from them?
Peace out.
What
Girl
sense
Scout.
does that make? If you want me so bad, then give me the things they're offering me.
Beg for me.
Beg for me. Oh, we got some relevant comments going on. So, commenter number 1 says, not the a-hole. It's not personal. It's just business. If he's been thinking about looking for someone specialized in that field, he could have left from your dad's firm at any moment once said person would have shown up. Will it be awkward or will your family be upset? Maybe. But you gave your notice and they haven't attempted to retain you. You would be the a-hole if you tried to leverage this, but as is, you gave your notice. The client was looking for someone to employ. Anyone who has ever employed anyone or had clients knows that people leave or make choices that you may disagree with. It happens. Commenter number 2 says, just want to second this, but OP, please don't use this as leverage or anything like that. OP, don't worry. It was just a fleeting thought. Or don't want to work with either of them anymore. Commenter number 3 says, not the a-hole. Your dad was being completely unfair. You now have an awesome opportunity. Go for it. I would, however, check any employment contracts you have and make sure you're doing it by the book. For example, my old contract said I couldn't work in a competitor business until 6 months after I left my old place. Opie says, I'm pretty sure mine didn't have any competitor clause. It was really short, like 2 paragraphs long. I'll check again later, though, when I get back to my office. Really quick, would OP be the a-hole if he came back to his dad and was like, hey, they offered me this. Do you want to try to match that or beat that?
Everyone was saying, don't use this as leverage. Don't. I feel like you could. I don't know. Like, I was like, I feel like you could. Like, what is so... I feel like a lot of people do that all the time, no?
Yes.
Where they're like, hey, I'm getting paid. I can get paid way more.
Yeah.
If you want to keep me, you have to pay more to keep me.
I think it's perfectly fine. Like,
I was also wondering about that. I was like, oh, is that?
It sounds like
Everyone's
people in
super against
droves
it.
are lambasting.
Yeah, I'm like, what is wrong about that?
Yeah, like I mean, I guess like tone matters of like
sure.
if he goes, he's like, hey, look, I got this other offer. Like, here's everything they offered me. Like, are you guys able to match that? So I could like, because it kind of low key wouldn't make sense to continue working here when I have all of these things in this other offer.
Yeah.
Versus like, all right,
now I've got all this. Now you need to, 3x this or whatever. Like,
okay, if he's saying that, then yeah, okay, that's like giving some a-hole vibes. But if he's just like, hey, can you match this or beat it? Like, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Commenter number 4, info. Do you know how much money they pay your dad's company for the work? The new company may be taking advantage of you and your family by hiring you and quitting business with your dad. I guess that makes sense if it's like, oh, we pay them, $150K a year and we're giving you $100K a year or whatever.
Sure,
but like also, again, like if they can get what they need for hiring him for like that salary, then it kind of is what it is. I don't know what else to say.
Yeah.
Opie says they definitely pay my dad's company a lot more to do the work, which would make like a whole company.
Yeah, it's a whole
contract.
company.
Makes sense. But the salary they're offering me is more than what the high end of someone in my position normally makes. I wouldn't expect to make as much as a subcontractor would, since I'm not the one paying for all the expenses and equipment. Commenter number 5 says, not the a-hole. Obviously, Jared and his company respect/value your work more than your brother and father. Yeah. I can't believe your brother didn't even try to fight for you to get some kind of stake in the company. I would be pissed. Like everyone else said, you're just another employee. Screw that.
Screw that.
Flip side, if you take this job, be prepared for your father to take you off his will and you may get nothing.
Yeah.
That is true, because he did say you'll get some money. The one thing we didn't specify is how much. And like, for example, if he just gave OP the dollar equivalent of what the stake in the company is, that's okay,
Yeah.
I think.
Sure.
You know, if it's like a company control or thing, you know, like, oh, I want him to be decision making or whatever, since he's been making decisions.
Yeah.
Or it could be, you know, at least better. At least way better.
Yeah. Yeah. I guess you just have to like decide, do you want this job and the opportunities it will provide you more than you want that money that you'll get like much further down the line?
Are you okay with losing that?
Yeah.
Are you okay with losing? That's a good question to ask yourself here. Seems like a good possibility of this happening from the way it sounds. Don't let that stop you from taking a great job opportunity. I would take the job offer. I wouldn't start for a couple of weeks after you left, though. Then tell your father and brother about a week before you started. I would also ask Jared and his company if they think after 3 years they're going to renew contracts and keep the position. Basically, find out how secure the job is in the future with the new company. Keep us updated. I'm very curious on how this plays out and pays out. I just added that.
I just added that. Smart.
By the way, you putting in your 2 weeks notice and they didn't even try to retain you says something. A, they think you'll come crawling back and they're your only choice. B, they don't care. Or C, maybe they think you were trying to use your 2 weeks as a bargaining chip to get a stake, and they showed that they weren't budging on the decision. To which OP responds, when I put in my 2 weeks notice, they did offer me a small salary bump, but that honestly felt more like an insult. Yeah. I'm going to give you a whopping 0.1% raise. What do you say, pal?
Did you like that?
No.
I can give you a cent. Every year, you get 1 more cent.
You know what? I'm going to increase that. I'm going to double that offer. 2 cents.
2 cents.
I'm
Every
doubling
year,
it.
you're going to get 2 more cents. How does that sound? Deal?
Johnson? Is that good work, Johnson? Not good work.
No.
Commenter number 6 says, info, I'm guessing the guy has the choice of hiring you or your dad's company, in which case, of course, he came to you. He's saving money buying your work directly. Make sure you're actually getting paid what you're worth. They're definitely paying you less than they paid your dad. That's why they're hiring you directly. Do you know how much your dad was charging them? Hopefully it's reasonably close to what you're getting. And Opie says the pay is significantly less than what my dad charges, but considering I'm not going to be paying for any of the business expenses or equipment like my dad does, the pay is very generous. Yeah, again, like, I feel like it could be, it's like, okay, maybe it's not as much as the dad would make, but if OP's still getting better than the high end of his salary and all these things.
Yeah. I mean, it's like in the long term, better for your career, I think.
Yeah.
To go with,
somewhere where they appreciate you.
Yeah. Like, why would you want all that money if you just having people who like don't think that you're capable?
Exactly. Yeah, that's the other thing is like, do you just want to keep working and being like, okay, brother's getting everything, I'm getting nothing, I'm not appreciated, and over here they're like, dude, you're freaking awesome.
Yeah.
What else can we do for you?
Exactly.
Go for the vibes. Go for the vibes. But we have got an update.
Woo-wee.
A little more than 1 month later.
Okay, so OP should be working at this other company now.
Let's see. So it's been a while since my first post, and things have been settled.
Oh.
I felt like a good amount of you said it was okay to take the job. There were a few that said that I should give my dad and brother a heads up that this was all happening before I accepted a job so as not to blindside them. Quick poll.
Yes.
Heads up or not? Do we give the dad and brother heads up or not? Quick take, Sophia. She's thinking.
I don't know.
She's thinking.
I think they'll find out eventually.
Yeah. Even I don't know if they quote unquote deserve it.
Yeah.
But I if your relationship, like family wise, is good
Yeah.
outside of that, I think it's good.
Yeah, I
To let
would say
them
if
know.
you have a
Yeah.
good relationship with them outside, yeah, sure.
But if they just freaking suck all around,
Yeah, then no.
you know,
Yeah.
maybe not. So that's what I did the day after I made my original post. The talk itself didn't go so smoothly, though. They got pretty angry. My dad said this was the reason why it would have been bad to give me part of the business because I'm selfish and
Oh, my
only think
goodness.
of myself when he's trying to keep over a dozen people employed.
Well,
But-
perfect. You don't have me anymore. You don't have to worry about me.
Yep. There you go.
I'm working somewhere else now. Good.
Yep. And you're not selfish for giving it all to the brother or
Yeah.
anything?
Interesting.
Ever heard of a mirror? My brother said I was basically betraying the family because I didn't get something that I didn't really deserve from them. Ouch. I didn't exactly want to stay around them anymore after that, so I just walked out early that day and decided not to finish the rest of the week that I was going to. Later, I called to formally accept the job. The equipment we ordered only came in last week, so I was basically just been paid to stay at home and do nothing for the first few weeks.
Nice.
Nice.
Paid time off for a few weeks.
They already appreciate you more.
They already
Look
do.
at that.
Yeah, man, look at that. It was actually nice to have a break from everything before diving into work again. It's been pretty great at the new place, though. My new workspace is a lot different, nicer from my dad's shop. It's wide and open. It has air conditioning, assigned parking, so no more fighting for a spot on the street. The office they gave me isn't huge, but it's also nice. Like I said in my previous post, I don't have much use for an office, but it's still nice to have a private place to myself, especially one with a mini fridge.
Heck yeah.
You can stock it with all your favorite snacks.
Snacks.
Overall, I definitely feel much more appreciated here than I ever felt working for my dad. By the way, if your dad doesn't appreciate you, or if you just want to listen to an entertaining show, either or, I would go to Spotify, Apple Podcast, iHeart, and search OK Storytime and listen to all 2,500 of our episodes. Guys, you will literally never run out of content to do while you're doing the dishes or like homework or whatever. Anything.
Anything. Anything your heart desires can be yours if you listen to our show.
That's right. Opie says, speaking of which, I haven't talked to my dad or brother since, and I don't think I will.
Whoa.
Going no contact, which leads me to my next poll, no contact or nah.
I mean, if they're going to treat you like this, it's not great. I think it could be like limited contact. And if they continue to be like, you're destroying the family, and it's like, okay, bye.
I like that.
Yeah.
I had heard from Jared that right after I had left after talking to them about the job, they had called my new boss and tried to deter him from hiring me.
Ooh. See, yeah, at that point, I'd be like, I don't want to contact people that are actively trying to get like not sabotage my job opportunities.
Let me get the bag, Dad.
Bye.
Come on.
I'm not contacting.
I also heard from a cousin that my dad's business isn't doing so well right now, and they had to let some people go and are downsizing. Some of the other clients had shut down their business due to COVID, so that combined with losing another big client permanently hit them hard,
So maybe you left at a good time.
right? Also, if they had appreciated OP, none of at least
yeah.
OP stuff wouldn't have happened.
Exactly.
You could have.
Sucks to suck.
I have to imagine they would have come out money ahead, giving OP everything he wanted and keeping the client.
I absolutely agree.
I have to imagine.
I absolutely agree.
But I'm also not imagining some relevant comments from commenter number 1. Congrats on the new job. It's bad business to rely so heavily on a single client, vendor / product. That is your dad and brother's fault. Calling your new boss to badmouth you reflects very poorly on them. I doubt Jared is going to recommend them to anyone who needs the service they offer after that. Another good point.
So yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
they just keep digging their own grave.
They're making it worse for themselves.
My goodness. Enjoy your new office with a mini fridge. Me
Ooh.
jealous.
Ooh.
OP says, lol, the mini fridge is honestly one of my favorite things about the new place. Commenter number 2 says, in the original post, you said you'd be able to hire a couple of people to work under you. Any chance you can hire 2 people that were laid off from the family business? OP says, I actually already hired people before I found about the layoff.
Okay. Too late.
Timing.
Dang.
It happens. Commenter number 3 says, my dad said this was a reason why it would have been bad to give me part of the business because I'm selfish and only think about myself when he's trying to keep over a dozen people employed. My brother said I was basically betraying the family because I didn't get something that I didn't really deserve from them. They're mixing up cause and effect. Business partners are responsible for looking out for the well-being of the business. Employees are responsible for doing a job in return for money. Your father and brother made a decision that you're an employee instead of a business partner. That is so true.
So true.
And now they're mad at you for acting like an employee instead of a business partner. If they actually wanted you to act in the best interest of the business instead of seeking the highest pay and best working conditions for the job you are paid to do, then they should have cut you in as a part owner so that way it would actually be one of your responsibilities. That is
Great points,
excellent
commenter.
point. It's if you're being treated like an employee, it's like, well, let me behave.
Why does it why does it matter if I leave?
Yeah. Why does it matter?
How is it my fault
if
that your business is declining?
Yeah, an employee would be like, hey, let me go where I'm most appreciated,
Yeah.
can get the best salary and all those things for myself.
Maybe if I had a say in the business, I could have helped you, but I didn't. Sorry.
Come on. Commenter number 4 says, it's unfortunate that your dad and brother didn't consider the potential consequences of their decision. I'm sorry they have chosen to make this all your fault, blaming you for looking after yourself and your own future. I wish you the best of luck in the new job and hope that your family will eventually be able to mend things.
I think that at this point, they have tried to get you fired from your new job. They have told you that you broke the family apart. I mean, until they are ready to apologize and recognize that you did nothing wrong and they didn't appreciate you and you found a new job, then there's no point in like trying to have a conversation with them because they're just going to yell at you.
Yeah, these are good points. I think maybe because I'm just a big old Mr. Softy, like the ice cream, I would have them on very limited contact. Mm-hmm. But
I just the thing is that like
they've dropped the ball.
Yeah, like
times already.
trying to sabotage his job is pretty awful.
Of your own son, don't you
want
want?
Your own son.
Like I could see him being like, "Look, I'm not gonna lie, this really sucks and kind of hurts that we're losing his business. However, because I'm your father and I love you, I'm so glad that you have this good situation." Yeah, they treated him not just like an employee, but like as a poorly treated him as an employee.
That'd be like if Keon was leaving the company to go work for another YouTube channel.
Yes.
And then we went to that YouTube channel and we're like, Keon sucks. He's terrible.
Yeah,
Don't
he sucks.
hire him.
I would have to say a lie like he's not the sexiest man I've ever met.
He's he's not.
He's so unsexy.
He's not.
His cakes won't help
His butt's tiny.
His butt is tiny.
He's got a tiny little flat butt.
I would have to go and say lies. Like
Paper butt.
Oh, but that's the end of the story, ladies and gentlemen.
But
there's more.
There's more.
I see what you did there.
There's
more stories.
There's more. And we're going to get into them.
So let's do it.
I refuse to let my mother stay with me.
Get out, Mom.
I'm going to go through a long timeline of events, but to start, my mom isn't the nicest person. Until I was like 12, we never really had a full conversation.
Oh.
What type of conversations were you having? Hey, Mom. Today at school, I was learning how to do fractions, and I thought it was pretty cool, but it was kind of difficult. And they told me to ask you some questions about the fractions to see if you could help me on my homework.
Yeah, it's Google. That helps.
Okay, Mom.
That's it. I can't risk saying too many words to you, otherwise it'll become a full conversation. But I've already said too much already, so I'm leaving. Goodbye.
It got worse in 2020. My dad had left our family, and so it was just her, my little sibling, and me. That time, I got super sad and didn't shower, do the chores, anything like that. This led to my rockiest period with my mom. She would yell at me to take out the trash or do the dishes, and I would just stay in my bed, triggered and even less willing to do my chores. By the way, this comes from Neither League 3163, and if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OKStorytime subreddit. So, of course, that isn't really an excuse, but over the past 3 years, I've told my mom explicitly to stop yelling at me because it was making my bad habits worse. Every time she promised. And then after a few months, we would be back to square one, and sometimes her screams would be even more explosive. My last straw was 6 months ago when she started the rule that if we didn't do the dishes or throw out the trash, we didn't get food.
Oh my God.
Yikes. That's not
Call
good.
CPS.
She would buy groceries for herself, but not for me or my sibling. And to be clear, at that time, I was working full-time with full-time college. My sister was still in high school doing a bunch of APs and extracurriculars, and my mom had quit her job to work on an online business at home. She quit her job?
You can earn so much by working at home.
It didn't make sense to me why she expected us to do all the chores when she was at home all the time. Then to threaten to take away our food for it? At that moment, I knew I wanted to leave and never talk to her again. The next couple of months were like a fever dream. I stupidly blurted out that I was planning to leave, but she didn't seem to care. In fact, she passive-aggressively said that she'll even let my siblings stay with me and that she's only going to live for herself. That's when she went on a 2-month-long business trip. She works from home for her own business. During that time, I finished signing a lease to a great low-income apartment. I started to actually relax and see my future again, one with me and my sibling in our tiny studio, working together to take care of ourselves, inviting friends over, etc. I learned how to be an adult and stuff through my older college friends, advisors, and so on. I felt so supported and at peace. And you're probably doing all those chores.
Right?
So there we go.
Literally just by living as an adult, you do the chores by default.
When my mom came back, she was calm. I still felt so tense around her, but it seemed like she mellowed out a lot over the trip. Like she wasn't getting mad at me for leaving the lights on and wasting power. Wait, didn't you move out?
I don't know, maybe when he's visiting or something.
Yeah, I'm confused. Didn't OP move out? And I thought you got a studio with your sibling.
Yeah, I'm confused too.
She bought us takeout a lot. Even when I still acted upset around her, she would actually back off and let me cool down. And finally, this feels really silly, but she thanked me for taking care of my sibling and commended me for my strength. She said she was proud, and I felt validated by her. I still didn't like living with her, but I thought maybe I could keep contact with her. Then last night happened. This week is my finals. And so I've been sleeping from 6 p.m. to 11 p.m., studying from 11 to 6 a.m., going to class at 7 to 11, and then working between 12 to 6 p.m. Dang, that's terrible. I'm absolutely exhausted, and because of that, I stupidly forgot I had a final tomorrow at the same time we were supposed to have movers help us load and unload our rented truck.
Oh my goodness.
I honestly, OP, I think you should do, it's going to sound awful, 7-Eleven, because I'm assuming you can't have classes at, well, actually, no, you might be able to have classes from 7-Eleven the whole time. And then you go to work 12 to 6, take an hour break, and then do all of your studying. Like take an hour nap, do all of your studying from like, let's say 7:30 to 11, and then go to sleep. Because your schedule sounds bad.
Yeah, that's a little
6
bit crazy.
p.m. to 11 p.m. and then studying from 11 to 6 a.m. is insane. That's a bad schedule, OP.
7 p.m. to 6 a.m. is insanity.
That's a bad schedule.
Hi.
My mom checked in with me today and I told her about it. To be honest, I didn't think it was a big deal because we have different crews helping us load and unload, with my mom moving the truck. I wasn't going to be available for the loading crew, but we have everything packed, so in my mind, there was nothing to really coordinate. But she completely snapped at me in the same furious, loud, yelling way. She kept telling me how I promised, why couldn't I just do it anyway, and that we don't have much time. She then said she was canceling our truck reservation and that I was on my own. FYI, I do not have a driver's license. Financial issues and depression got in the way. And my mom offered to pay and drive the truck to help save costs. Not only am I going to lose the money from paying for the movers because of this last-minute cancellation, but we all have less than a week until our lease for the current apartment we all live in together until that ends.
Oh, no.
To say that she completely sabotaged me is an understatement.
Yeah, Opie's the one paying for it. What are you crying about?
I don't understand.
She's not even paying for it.
She's not paying for it.
Oh, this mom sucks.
I think you have to like completely move out. Like don't have any contact. Like, or don't be living with your mom at all.
Yeah.
Because, this isn't working.
I agree.
I know I'm at fault for messing up my timing, but I just couldn't take it anymore. I embarrassingly just started screaming like I was being unalived. I broke down ugly, crying and wailing. I was pulling my hair out and just crumpled onto the floor. I've never done that before. I feel absolutely foolish and dramatic for doing that. This leads me to my final point. A week before all this, my mom sat me down and asked if she could stay with me for the next 2 months. Wait, okay, so she's not staying with them. Okay, because that's what I thought, but then it sounded like she was kind of staying with, like she's coming over all the time.
Yeah.
So she's not staying with you currently.
Was it that all of them were moving out of the old apartment and then OP was moving into their new apartment and the mom's like, hey, now I don't have a place to stay, so let me live with you for 2 months, which that probably means for forever, for free.
Okay, so OP signed a lease to a great low-income apartment, and then they had it. Yeah, okay, so they hadn't moved in yet. Yeah.
OP
so
hadn't moved into
they
the
hadn't
new
moved
apartment.
into the new apartment yet.
Yes.
That's what it seems like, because OP was like seeing that future of being like, oh, I'm gonna like live with my sibling. It's gonna be so great.
Yeah.
Blah blah blah. So
And
it
the
doesn't
mom's
seem like
also
they had.
moving out.
Yes.
Yeah. Everyone.
Emily Lame says OP was moving and mom is trying to mooch, and when OP said no, mom said I'm not helping you. Okay. Yeah. So OP had not yet moved out. Honestly, my hairs pricked up when she asked. I felt like she was starting to invade my space again, and I was scared she would ruin the peace and comfort I found at my apartment. Again, we were wrong. Apparently, OP is gone. OP has moved out. I don't understand. I guess is moving to a new place, maybe?
Well,
Does
maybe
anyone-
maybe they were saying that was like right before the move, but now OP is at their new place.
I'll keep going.
Yeah.
It's a little bit confusing. But if I said no, she would have nowhere else to go. Ever since she quit her job, her savings have depleted, and she's even asked for money to help pay bills and stuff. And then, because of our relationship was improving, I accepted, despite my body screaming to say no. Now I don't know if I am in the mental space to decide, especially after my mental freakout. But I need to know whether I should let my mom stay with me. I don't think I can mentally have her with me for even one more week, but my moral compass won't let me fully commit to that. We have less than a week, but I'm just not ready to sit down and think about it right now. So would I be the a-hole if I don't let my mom stay at my place, even if she could become homeless? And there is an update, folks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So Bad Pool Girl the mom is asking if she can move with them. I was just kind of, there's an update, but I was a little bit confused because OP had already moved out to a new place, because that's what they said. They were staying in their new apartment. And so it seems like they're once again moving. But regardless,
Don't move in with your mother.
Yeah. I mean, what about the whole time and everything else that she's had a place to live? What about that?
yeah, I'm
Can she
confused.
not-
Why is she losing that place?
You know, if you're
That doesn't make any sense.
you're of college age, it sounds like. So it sounds like for at least the past 18 years and probably longer, she's had some sort of box-like structure to for you and her to live in. Could she not figure out a plan to get another box-like structure, aka a home, to be in? And she's a big girl.
Yeah, what did she do with that home? Where did it go?
And the business.
And the business.
What is this online? She quit her job.
Yeah, maybe she can get a job if
Yes.
she's so, low on cash.
Yeah. This business sounds like
She'll
she
figure
just
it out.
went on vacation for 2 months and then that's it. She went
Yeah.
on vacation for 2 months. No wonder you're out of money. You have no job and spent 2 months on a vacation. Well, that's hard to keep money then.
It is.
It's hard.
So OP, that is not your responsibility at all. And it seems like your living situation was going really well with your sibling and like not having your mom around. So just remember that. Remember how good it was. And also, you don't really owe your mom anything because she wasn't even feeding you guys.
Simba, remember. Remember, Simba. Look to the stars.
There is an update though.
Let's do it.
I'm so used to being ignored a lot of the time, even when I had my intense breakdowns because my mom would never react. Either she'd walk away or stare at me blankly while I'm a wreck, and after so much of that, I think I convinced myself that I was wrong, guilty, shameful, and dramatic. At the same time, though, I also think all of the people were right in that deep inside, even as I was writing the post. I knew we were a toxic and horrible match. As for the update, my sister and I are fully moved in now. Yay! While I did not roll high on loving family, I have an exceptional friend group. They all help me pay for the movers and moving truck while also helping me move boxes themselves and comforting me through the mess. Yay!
That's so
This
sweet.
is great. They're the best. This morning, though, I woke up with a text from my mom. I think I'll just send a screenshot of the whole thing because honestly, I had a hard time reading it. Basically, the whole thing was littered with the same frustrations and excuses she's had since 2020. That I don't seem like I'm doing enough. She was tired and she had a hard time controlling her emotions. The whole time, I was just thinking of every moment she screamed in my face when I was literally breaking down on the floor crying, and how half the time she apologized and how 100% of the time her promises to change were temporary.
Mm-hmm.
The worst part is that I just think my mom is simply unempathetic. Whenever I say something like, I'm tired, she always responds with, you're tired. You can't be as tired as I am. I'm old. If I don't do something well or don't know something, she'll say something alluding to me being stupid, but claim that she never actually called me stupid. And if I ask about anything serious that is related to me, especially finances, she says, you're too young to understand. Not to mention, she does this and then flips around to tell me she loves and cares about me.
Boo. Boo.
This is an understatement, but she is emotionally exhausting to be around. But it's never exhausting listening to full episodes of stories just like this. Just go to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or iHeartRadio and search up OK Storytime.
Do it.
There's a little bit left to the story. What does OP do?
Well, I hate this mama.
I hate her.
I hate this
I
mama
hate her.
so much.
Yeah. Well, KK says maybe she's bipolar. I think she kind of said she has trouble regulating her emotions. So
That could be the
could
case.
be, yeah.
And then maybe unmedicated if that's
Yeah.
the case.
Absolutely.
But yeah, like at the end of the day, OP doesn't deserve this. OP or their sibling.
Nope.
Both don't deserve this. And hey, OP's got a good head on their shoulders.
Mhm.
And it can be super hard, especially from like your parent in the environment. We talk about reality distortion fields
Yeah.
from like, you know, like a partner, somebody you're dating or married to. Dude, your mom and that's like you're fully rewired your brain.
Oh, yeah.
So it can be hard to kind of like, and you were so overworked and everything.
And young. Like OP's probably like 19 maybe max.
Yeah. So much burden on OP's shoulders, and they're handling it so well, and they totally deserve their own space and peace. And
Yes.
they've, you know, done the work. They've been going to school. Like you've quite literally earned that space by, you know, taking all that responsibility and doing all these things to have it. So
Yeah.
your mom can freaking
Yeah.
find her own situation.
Exactly.
Yeah.
She'll figure it out. She'll get a job like you did. And also just imagine your current schedule
That sucks.
and then putting your mom into it.
Oh my God.
Nightmare.
Mm.
Nightmare.
Nightmare.
Not for me.
Truly, yeah. She's got her own problems to solve and she's an adult and she'll figure them out. Right now, you're literally taking care of your sibling. You don't need to take care of your mom too.
That's big fact.
But there's a little bit left.
Let's do it.
Anyway, I have not explicitly told her I won't let her anywhere near my apartment because I feel both my energy and my tears will be completely drained if I dare to even try to talk or respond to her. I've let my landlord know, though, so that makes me feel more secure about that. She still tries to keep in contact with my sibling, which stresses me out. I'm planning on opening a secret bank account for them just in case. The messages seemed a bit fishy. Great job, OP. I mean, just like how mature and how like you're doing a great job of being, unfortunately, a parent, but for your sibling's sake, fortunately, that they have someone in their life that is willing to like take care of them. When your mom is not stepping up for you guys.
You're doing great, OP.
You're doing great.
So shout out to you.
Yeah, and good luck. Change your sleep schedule. It's bad.
Yes.
Stop doing the 11 to 6 study. That's bad.
11 p.m. to 6 a.m. studying is great, especially considering that you're already doing all the other stuff during the other hours of the day.
Yeah.
Time.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Let's do hour, 2 hour break, study for a couple hours, go sleep.
Yeah. Or even like take half the course load.
Well, yeah, that's true.
So you can like, yes, it will take longer, of course, or like 3, whatever, you can decide what the sliding scale is. But if it's half the course load, you get like a lot of that time back and it's way less pressure. And yeah, it's too much for one person to.
Well, that was the end of that story.
That's the end of that story. But Sophia,
we've got another story.
We've got another story coming up. My mother abandoned me to raise another man's children.
Hold on. Come back here.
Parent me. My 22 father, 76 male at the time of his passing, married his first wife at a young age. They had one son, my brother, now 58 male. Whoa, 22 and 58?
Dang.
Holy
Dang.
That might be the furthest siblings we've.
22 and 58.
Wow. Wow.
Dang.
My father's family comes from old money. So after his parents' death, when my brother was little, my dad inherited a sizable fortune. The wife passed away when my brother was 19 years old. By the way, this comes from Throwaway Pippi, and if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OKStorytime subreddit. So after around 17 years after his first wife's passing, my dad met my mom, 47 female, and after a year of dating, they got married. At the time of their wedding, my dad was 53 and my mom was 24. Okay.
Wow.
I think it's important for the context of story to specifically note their age difference, as it's caused some resentment.
I can imagine why.
There it is. Particularly in my older brother, who is 11 years older than my mother.
Oof. Ooh. Yeah, the 58-year-old.
When your stepson is 11 years older than you, that's tough.
That's tough, man.
That's wow.
Oh.
Wow. I was born soon after their wedding, and when I was around 2 months old, my mom essentially packed her bags and left my father and me.
Whoa.
Wow. That was all I knew of the story until my father passed away. Thereafter, I was solely raised by my father, and we had a fantastic relationship. He was a great dad and tried his best to give me everything he could. One thing he refused throughout my childhood was talking about my mother in any way. He never badmouthed her, but he also never said anything substantial that would give me any clue about what kind of person she was. My brother and I had a complicated relationship. He was always respectful and friendful towards me, but also distant.
Well, understandably so.
Yeah.
To be fair, there's more than 20 years of difference between you guys. So he's not, I mean, like, it would be weird.
Yeah.
Like, maybe he could be kind of like uncle brother.
I think he should be an uncle brother.
Yeah, he could be an uncle brother, but
Yeah.
yeah, it makes sense that you guys don't have like a sibling relationship with a
it's
man
like,
who's
let's go get some dinner.
significantly older than you.
And yeah, this is like you're 5 and he's 40.
Yeah, he's like, hey, kid, what do you like to do for fun?
I want the Doritos.
And then you go, like, you're dragging around this little baby, and you're like, yeah, this is my sibling.
Right? That's crazy. We've never had a brotherly sisterly relationship, which in a way is expected since he is 36 years older than me.
That's so crazy.
Through him, I also have 2 nephews and a niece, 29, 27, and 24, all of whom are older.
That's crazy.
And we'd had more of a cousin type relationship. My brother and my father had a very strange relationship. I later learned this was due to the resentment my brother held over our father for marrying my mother.
Fair.
As said before, I had no contact with my mother or any member of her family for my entire childhood. Besides my father, brother, and his family, the only family was my aunt. In November 2019, my father was diagnosed with stage 4 lung cancer. It was advanced and very aggressive. Although he went through extensive treatment, he passed away last January, which devastated me. We were extremely close, and I still can't believe he's gone. He left some of his money to my aunt and my nephews and nieces, but most of it was split evenly between my brother and myself. After my dad's passing, I was dealing with some anxiety. One of the fears I particularly harbored was the fear of being left alone and abandoned. I had my aunt, but she was also poor in health, and if anything happened to her, I was really afraid that I would be left alone. I didn't think my brother would be particularly inclined to upkeeping our relationship, but I was very wrong.
Oh.
My brother and his wife, 56 female, stepped up and in a way assumed a sort of parental role, maybe because they're 36 years older than you.
Because they're parent age.
Sister-in-law has been very keen on including me in their family life and has been calling me and visiting very often.
I love that. I mean, yeah, he had this complicated relationship with his dad because of your mom, very rightfully so, but has not let that bleed into his relationship with you.
Don't carry it over into the children.
Don't do it.
We've seen this with affair babies.
Yep.
Where people are like, oh, no, it's a baby.
It's a baby.
It's a person who literally
that is a baby.
Did nothing wrong.
Did nothing. That is a baby. That
That's a
baby
baby.
doesn't even know what you're talking about.
That's correct.
It's a baby.
Because babies don't speak words.
Babies are dumb.
They speak babble.
Yep.
Now I couldn't be more grateful, and we've established a close relationship. The core of my problem, however, appeared at my father's funeral back in January. My father had lots of friends, what he called associates. So my brother decided to hold an open funeral so that everyone could come and say goodbye to my father. Well, my mother appeared.
Whoa, what? Girl, you've been gone for years. What are you doing here?
Wow. With her entire family.
Oh, I would be so upset.
Yeah, which again,
Oh.
to remind everyone, the mom's entire family never saw, spoke, had any interaction with OP whatsoever.
And also, I think she was 24 when she had OP, right?
Yeah.
Not young enough to be like, I needed to, or like, not that anyone should ever abandon the child, but like, usually when you're younger, it's like, okay, well, she was so young and like, blah, blah, blah.
Overwhelmed or whatever. Yeah.
She's 24.
Yeah.
She decided to have a kid, and then she abandoned that kid and then had more kids. Never once came back. Why are you here?
I know another woman who's 24 years old.
I'm not having any children.
Well, and when I say her entire family, I mean it. I didn't recognize her. I've only seen some photos of her, but my brother's reaction soon made me realize it was her. I didn't recognize any of the other people that came with Amber, my mother's name, but was later told about them by my aunt. Amber brought her husband, children, her parents, siblings, and their families. My God. We're talking like probably like 20, 30 plus people, maybe.
To your ex-husband's funeral?
That you haven't seen in
24
years.
4 years?
2.5 decades.
What?
Huh? Moreover, her husband's family also came.
Why did they come? That she was like, hey, do you guys all want to come to my ex-husband's funeral? Thought it could be like a fun outing. There's going to be drinks. It's going to be a nice day. Maybe we could go get dinner afterwards.
Have little hors d'oeuvres. We can wear our best black outfits. Look good. No, don't do that. My brother was pissed and wanted to throw them out, but sister-in-law convinced him otherwise. I have to say, I didn't know how to react at that point. I think I glanced their way a couple of times. After the funeral was over, Mom came towards us with her husband.
Oh my goodness.
And tried to give her condolences.
The audacity to literally come over and be like, hey, sorry for your loss. I'd be like, Mama? Hi, Mama? Hey, Mama. Haven't seen you in 24 years.
You're not
Hello?
my mom. You can keep it.
Yeah.
You can
keep that title. I don't want it.
You can.
I don't want you to have it.
I mean, it would already be a lot to reach out, outside of the funeral and be like,
yeah.
Oh, hey, I messed up with da-da-da-da.
But she's not even addressing it.
She's not even
like, hey, child, who I haven't seen ever.
She's like, sup? Sorry about your dad. Sorry about that. Oops. Oopsie. Sorry I abandoned you. Oopsie. But my brother told her to leave, that she was not welcome, and to not come close to us ever again. I didn't speak with her or any member of her party. When she came over, I sort of partially hid behind my nephew. At one point, I think she tried to say something to me, but my brother shut her down. He was pretty rude, but I think it was, in a way, understandable. When people do things that are terrible, it is acceptable to get frustrated and mad at them.
I agree. I concur.
That is acceptable.
Yeah. I'm going to be nice to you when you were awful.
Yeah.
And also, I appreciate that your brother's standing up for you.
This is true.
Once again, he's being much more of a parent than your mother literally ever was, because she wasn't even at all any sort of parent or any sort of figure in your life.
There you have it. I think I tried to ask my brother questions about Mom, but he refused to talk, so I convinced my aunt. Seeing my mother and her new children made me want to know why she left me. I was half expecting that aunt would also be hating Mom, but she seemed convinced that my mom cared for my father when they first met, but that after they married, realized the impact their age difference had on their married life. I learned that while my mom was pregnant with me, she met X, Mom's current husband,
Yoicks.
52 male. I'm going to call him Xander.
Ooh, Xander.
We're going to call him Xander, okay?
Xander.
Who was working close to my father. Mom's new husband was married at the time and had 3 children, but his wife was very sickly and passed away at one point during my mother's pregnancy. After I was born, my mother suffered postpartum depression and left with Xander when I was 2 months old.
Well, now I'm feeling like there was some overlap between the sick wife's passing and Xander and OP's mom's relationship.
It's definitely, 2 months after OP's born. And she just, it wasn't like, for instance, divorced before the baby came
No.
out and then after the baby. No, she left
She
the family
left.
with Zayn. I mean,
yeah,
that's,
so they were absolutely had some sort of relationship before
you don't leave with someone,
that you don't know.
and that's not the beginning of the relationship. It's not.
Yeah.
It's just not. My brother hated my mother and believed she was a gold digger, but my aunt assured me that my mom never demanded or got any money after dad and her divorced. Last aunt heard my mom married her new husband soon after. Just real quick. Yeah, maybe she's not a gold digger, but she also,
It's not a good person.
left you. And yes, she had postpartum depression, which is very real
Absolutely.
and very serious and deserve a lot of support and treatment and all of those
Did
things.
she have postpartum depression for 24 years?
That part. Make a mistake, got to own up to it.
Mm-hmm.
She gave up all her parental rights after the divorce and also refused visitations. My God. I asked aunt if mom ever tried to initiate a contact while I was growing up. She didn't, but her younger sister tried to see me twice when I was 6 and 10, but my father refused.
That is actually rough. That's rough that the aunt tried to go and see OP because she probably wanted to have a relationship with her niece.
Yeah.
And then the father was like, no. Like, what? That's her aunt.
And I have to say, this hurt me a lot. It was one thing knowing that she left, but another to know that she left to be with another man and his children. I searched her on Facebook and saw that she had 3 children with Xander and also considers his 3 children hers. In some posts, they refer to her as a mom, but you weren't a mom for your biological first daughter
I mean,
for 24 years.
OP, it is really awful, and your mom does not deserve any of your, forgiveness. But I do think it's important to note that, like, you have your brother and you have your brother's family who all love you and all support you and all care about you. And so that is not nothing.
Yes. Yeah, but
Still, obviously, hurts a lot.
And especially, I think the coming up at the funeral would just throw you for such a loop.
So disgusting.
Yeah.
Like, that's terrible behavior. Who does that?
My God. Who freaking does that? I was pretty hurt, so I left it at that. In a way, I kind of forgot about it until March when a girl with a familiar name followed me on Instagram. So I recognized her instantly as a step sibling. I was confused. Why would she follow me? I did not follow her back. During the next couple of months, I got followed on Instagram by other members of my mom's family, her children, nephews, nieces. Even her mother followed me, the grandmother. What? I never followed back, nor did we ever strike up conversation. Some of them liked some of my pictures, but never anything beyond that. I didn't tell anyone about this, nor did I have any intention of initiating any conversation with them. But a week ago, I was followed by my mom.
Oh.
What is this weird?
Like, it's so icky.
So
if she had, I don't know, if she had maybe sent a letter or sent some sort of message to OP and said, hey, I know I don't deserve a relationship with you in any way. You don't owe me anything. I just wanted to tell you that I don't know, maybe she's made changes in her life, realized the errors of her ways, yada, 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 and said, I just wanted you to know that I'm here if you ever want to talk, but I will respect your decision and leave it at that. That would be the right move. This is not.
At this point, so long, that would be probably almost the only acceptable.
I agree. Yeah. This, getting your entire family to follow OP in some kind of weird, like, I don't know, it just feels like psychological, like, torment.
Yes.
You know, it feels, I would be like, why are they following me?
Yeah.
Like, obviously not, like, to be clear to all of our viewers, not following, but Instagram following or social media following.
Social media following.
But like, why? I'd be so confused.
Yeah. And every person that follows you, it just like brings it.
Yeah.
It'll flood back all those emotions every single time. It was quite shocking, and seeing the notification, I did not know what to think. In a way, it felt intrusive. Yes, I should have put my profile on private. That very same day, she sent me a message. It was a very long message, and after reading it, I was very conflicted. And also, too, like, again, you can write this letter, but I feel like sending it on an Instagram DM just feels like, I don't like at least an email is like,
yeah,
oh,
but
like,
I guess how do you get your email?
That's
true.
True.
That's
Facebook message, even if I don't know, I mean, I'm just splitting hairs at this point. But even if Facebook message feels like, okay, I'm like trying to find the most respectable channel.
Personally, I think if she was going to go to that freaking funeral, which I don't think she should have come with a letter and said, here you go. You don't have to read this if you don't want to. Just wanted to give it to you.
There we go.
And then left.
There we go.
And not brought the whole freaking family.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry, what? No.
In the message, she introduces herself, expresses how hard it is for her to write this message. She, in a way, expresses regret for leaving me, doesn't say why, and expresses her wish of meeting me in person to talk and get to know me. I did not respond. It's been a week since I read it, but I simply can't bring myself to respond. In a way, I don't know what to say. On one hand, I've always wanted to know my mom, but that was before learning why she left, or rather, how she left. By the way, if you never want to leave us and hang out with us for basically eternity, forever, I have a solution for you. Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeart. You search OK Storytime, and now you have. Did we get an update on the days, Keon?
I think it's 65.
Dang.
65.
I don't know why, but Frank the Plug, I think, said 65 the other day.
Dang.
We're going to go with that right now and say we have 65 straight days. Like if you listen 24/7 for 65 days, you would still not run out, which means you'll never run out. So do that. Please listen to our podcast. Oh, and you know what?
Please.
Please. Rate us 5 stars on Spotify while you're at it.
Please.
That'd be cool. That'd be nice.
I mean, thank you.
We are approaching the end of the story, but my God, this one's a doozy.
It is. And I think my advice for OP right now is that first kind of sit with this before you go and take it to your siblings, your family members, because they'll have their own thoughts, probably saying, don't talk to her. Sit with it before you talk to anyone. Think about, does any part of you want to see her? Is any part of you curious about what she has to say? And if you aren't, if you're like, I literally don't want to see her, and it's just like maybe some obligation you think that you have to see her, you don't. There's no obligation to see her.
Yep.
And also, if you are at all curious, you don't have to see her now. You can say, hey, I appreciate for reaching out. Don't feel comfortable right now. Maybe there will come a day when I am.
Mm-hmm.
It's not right now. So you can postpone that. She's on your timeline, not the other way around. And then once you've made those decisions, you can go talk to your family members if you want. But it can also just be kind of a thing for you.
Well, that was phenomenal advice.
Thank you.
I mean, basically everything Sophia just said, but I guess also if you do feel that part of you that is, you know, whether it's curiosity, whether it's like, hey, I just want to have a mother in my life, you know, which again, like whatever you want to do, that's the move. You know, whatever you feel and your desires are for this. Again, it's your timeline. This is for you because, you know, you're the one that had to go through this very awful thing, right? Potentially be prepared to potentially be let down.
Great point. Yes.
Because she has literally flubbed the ball at every single pass, at every single juncture. You can prepare for the worst and hope for the best.
Yeah. Go into it being like, she might ask me for money.
Yep.
She might say that she hates me. Like, you know, go into it knowing that she might hurt you.
Yes. And if you do want to talk to her, maybe find, especially with the new inheritance, get like a really good therapist that specializes in this kind of maybe like mother abandonment or something along those lines to help you navigate that if you want to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Dang, Sophia, we both kind of crushed the advice on this one. I gotta say,
agree.
Yeah,
I agree.
What a great alley-oop that was. Thank you.
You're welcome.
But ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna get to the conclusion of this roller coaster we've got in front of us. Opie says, but then again, I feel like meeting her would be a betrayal to my father. I truly believe that he started hating her after she left. I also feel like meeting her would be a betrayal to my brother, who has become my biggest support system in the last year, and he has truly taken care of me. He detests her, and I know he would not be okay with me meeting her. I also ask myself, why now? The only thing that's changed is my father is no longer around. Why would my mom contact me if my father was still alive? Would she contact me at all? It is very suspicious.
Yeah.
Very suspicious.
Definitely.
Because what happens when people pass away?
Inheritance. She probably won that money.
And maybe every one of the 100 family members that showed up.
Yeah, is all looking for money.
Our most, I think still, our most popular episode of all time was the story of basically how army of family literally stormed OP's lawn to demand for money.
Oh my gosh.
And they literally got in a physical altercation.
Oh my
because
goodness.
They were trying to demand money from her.
Yikes.
It can get a little nutty,
It can get crazy.
especially when you have a whole
crazy.
mob of
Yeah.
family, like literal pitchfork.
I'll come into your dad's funeral.
Yeah. I have no idea what to do or how to respond or whether to respond at all. I would really appreciate any advice at all. I will quickly say
Yes.
that OP mentioned like, oh, I wouldn't want to, let down my father's memory, or like my brother. You do what you want to do.
Yes.
It's okay if it goes against their wishes, because I think this is your experience that you went through.
Absolutely.
And I fully believe that you are entitled to do what you want to do. Maybe that aligns with what they want.
Yeah.
But if you want something different, then that is perfectly okay.
Yeah, which is why I think it's like figure out what you want before you got people putting things in your head.
Absolutely. But that's the end of that story, and I think the end of this episode.
Good luck, OP.
But guys, if you love us, make sure to subscribe.
We love you.
And see you tomorrow.